The free agent period is officially upon us, and today we're going to be going over the best player at every position entering the free agent pool. This offseason is going to be crazy. I don't want to waste any of your time. Let's go ahead and get in it and define the best of the best. Starting with the catcher spot, we have Padres catcher Kyle Higashioka. While his teammate Elias Diaz and Red Sox Denny Jansen were tempting and definitely deserving of an honorable mention, Higashioka stands above the rest with his bat and sneaky pop. In just 84 games in 2024, Higashioka crushed 17 homers and 45 RBIs, good for a 739 OPS. Aside from framing, he doesn't do all that much well on the defensive side and shouldn't receive an overwhelmingly big contract. He lacks too much on the defensive side and consistency with the bat to receive a huge payday, but being the best catcher in the class doesn't hurt. At first base, it's a 1A, 1B situation with Pete Alonso and Christian Walker. Alonso is a bit more of the traditional first baseman who puts up big time power numbers and is limited defensively. Meanwhile, Walker sacrifices a bit of those raw power numbers in exchange for gold glove level defense from the first base spot and was actually able to beat out Alonso in the OPS department the last 2 seasons. And because of that, I'll be taking Walker as the best player today. Alonso is 4 years younger, so the longevity will probably be in his favor and more likely to get a long term deal as a result. Either way, a team getting one of these players will be bringing in a star for the position. At second base, Gleyber Torres stands above the rest as an offensive plus bat. Since 2022, he's posted a 757 OPS with an 162 game average of 23 homers and 74 RBIs. He doesn't offer much else to his game as his base running and defense are pretty poor, but when the bat is on, he becomes prolific. Some other names to think about are Jorge Polanco and Brandon Drury, who are both coming off pretty bad seasons but have been good in their past as players. But Torres will undoubtedly be the headliner of the second base spot. The shortstop position also lacks drama with Willy Adames headlining the class. Adames gets his value as a plus bat, hitting 32 homers with 112 RBIs with a 794 OPS. His underlying numbers profile really well and should be in line to receive a huge payday from the shortstop needy teams. On the bases and defensively, he provides league average value, so there's no glaring deficiencies to his game. Hassan Kim is another name that deserves a shout out as a solid defensive first shortstop with a decent bat, but doesn't have the upside of Adames. Adames undoubtedly would get a big check this offseason. Third base is also a position with one guy head and shoulders above the rest, with Alex Bregman headlining the position. Bregman continues to do his thing, averaging 25 homers and 89 RBIs over the past 3 seasons with a 124 OPS plus, while still manning the hot corner with his elite glove. The longtime Astro is set for a big payday this offseason, especially with the lack of competition at the spot. The next group of guys include names like Giovanni Urshela and Yohan Moncada, who have shown plus ability in the past, but are not on the same tier as Bregman. In left field, it's another 1A, 1B situation if you look strictly at their 2024 production in Teoscar Hernandez and Jurickson Profar, who weirdly ended up being pretty similar players. Profar was able to post an 839 OPS with 24 homers and 85 RBIs, and by far his best career season with a 3.7 BWAR, while Hernandez was able to post an 840 OPS with 33 homers and 99 RBIs, and a great rebound year for the Dodgers with a 4.3 WAR across the season. Neither players plays the field particularly well and are both in their early 30s. Both players will receive a decent contract, and if it comes down to it, Teoscar Hernandez will be the headliner for the position. Hernandez has a considerably longer history of being this sort of hitter, with underlying numbers to back up the long-term success. For Profar, this is the first real season of seeing that potential that we all knew he had come to fruition, but it's hard to see the first 10-year sample size and have some concern. In center, it's a really limited group with Harrison Bader headlining the group. Bader gets his value as a defensive first option who can post serviceable enough numbers at the plate to keep him as an everyday player. Last season, Bader posted a 657 OPS for the Mets across 143 games with 12 homers and 51 RBIs, while his defense sat in the 92nd percentile in fielding run value. The 30-year-old will headline the class at center, but won't receive a massive deal like the names previously mentioned on this list. In right field, we have not only the headliner of the position, but also the whole free agent period in Juan Soto. Soto is so tantalizing because of his mixture of age and production and will undoubtedly break records with his contract this offseason. Across his entire career, Soto has casually posted a 953 OPS while averaging 35 homers and 102 RBIs per 162 games played. His defense isn't particularly great, but it doesn't really matter when you see that sort of production on the offensive side. Santander and Grichuk are also great players that deserve shoutouts to keep an eye on for the position, but they hail in comparison to Soto. At DH, there are a lot of veteran pieces, but Jock Peterson stands above the rest with a 908 OPS last season for the Diamondbacks. Since 2022, Peterson has averaged an 850 OPS with 20 home runs and 62 RBIs, and would be a quality left-handed bat for any team and would likely need to operate in a platoon role, which is where the rest of the DH class comes in, with names like JD Martinez, Andrew McCutchen, Gary Sanchez, and Justin Turner, who are all available, all of which are past their days of being a prolific hitter like Peterson, but still have some value to their play in the right scenario. For starting pitching, there are some really high quality names on this list, but none are greater than that of Corbin Burns. Burns had some doubters coming into the 2024 season, with both his traditional and peripheral numbers slipping from that elite range, but after posting a 2.92 ERA in 2024, he was able to silence much of that doubt. Burns gets his value as a pitcher from his high strikeout to walk rate, while being good at limiting hard contact and getting most of that contact onto the ground, more so than other pitchers. That combination makes it hard to put up big numbers on the 30-year-old who should be in line to receive a big payday this offseason. It wouldn't be a good list if I didn't include Blake Snell, who looks like the best pitcher in baseball when he is on, and Max Fried, who continues to put up quietly great numbers. You can't go wrong with any pitcher on this list, but Burns has a slight advantage heading into the period. For relievers, this is a stacked class of guys with several names of note like Blake Trinan, Clay Holmes, Jeff Hoffman, Tommy Kahnle, Carlos Estevez, but none of them had the season that Kirby Yates just had. The 37-year-old quietly posted a 117 ERA while striking out over 12 batters per 9 innings and allowing a measly 3.4 hits per 9 innings. With the volatility of relievers, it's hard to justify a long term deal, so the age shouldn't factor in too much, and it's hard not to respect the season Yates just had. And that's going to do it for the top players entering the free agent period at every position. As always, I can't thank you guys enough for the support across the channel. It's been a blessing with everything going on, and I hope we can continue to do great things together. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day.